In this video, we'll be taking a look at two college basketball games happening on February 22, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like access to our exclusive betting picks where we offer anywhere from 2 betting picks a day up to 10 betting picks a day and more, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Now let's get started. Alabama versus Vanderbilt. We will have some Southeastern Conference action on tonight as we have the 24th ranked Alabama Crimson Tide and the Vanderbilt Commodores squaring off inside of Memorial Gymnasium in Nashville. The Crimson Tide are entering this game at 17-10 this season, while the Commodores are coming in at 14-12. The Alabama Crimson Tide are coming off of a 9-point loss against Kentucky in their last time out. Keon Ellis had a career-high 28 points in the loss. Jadon Shackelford had 18, while Mo Gurley had 12 off the bench for Alabama. The Crimson Tide are averaging 80.4 points per game on 44.6% shooting from the field. They are allowing opponents to score 76 points per game. They are shooting 72.1% from the free throw line. The Vanderbilt Commodores are coming off of a 5-point win the Texas Aggies in their last time out. Jordan Wright added 15 points and Liam Robbins scored 14 for the Commodores. Scottie Pippen Jr. scored 24 points in the loss to lead the Commodores. The Commodores are averaging 69.3 points per game on 41.9% shooting from the field. They are allowing opponents to score 66.7 points per game. They are shooting 69% from the free throw line. The difference between these teams has been large according to Ken Palm's adjusted efficiency margin, as the Crimson Tide are 20th in the sport with a plus 18.80 rating, while the Commodores are 78th in college basketball with a plus 10.47 rating this season. The offenses have been different as of late, as Alabama is scoring 81.5 points in their previous 4 games, while Vanderbilt is averaging 72 points in their last 3 games. The road team is 18-7-1 against the spread in their last 26 games. So Alabama Crimson Tide to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both programs have been playing at a quicker pace in their last 3 games, as the Crimson Tide is averaging 74.5 possessions, while the Commodores are averaging 76.1 possessions in that span. These defenses need to step up more often, as Alabama is allowing 78.8 points in their previous 4 games, while Vanderbilt is giving up 80.5 points in their last 2 games. The over has hit in 9 of the last 10 Crimson Tide road games, as well as each of the previous 7 Commodores games. When Alabama is playing, fans can expect it to be a shootout, no matter who the opponent is. While Vandy's defense has limited many opponents, taking on the Crimson Tide will be a challenge, and the transition game is expected to take hold of both teams. Alabama ranks 12th nationally in scoring, and while Vandy isn't near that level, Alabama's defensive woes will let Vandy's combo of talented scorers take flight in this one. Additionally, for Alabama, the over is 9-1 in their last 10 road games and is 10-1 in their last 11 road games against a team with a winning home record. For Vandy, the over is 7-0 in their last 7 games overall, is 5-0 in their last 5 games following an against the spread win, and is 4-0 in their last 4 home games. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. New Mexico versus Utah State. The New Mexico Lobos were on a 3-game winning streak, but they suffered a couple of defeats to Colorado State and San Jose State. The latter one was disappointing, considering it was the Spartans' first conference win. The Utah State Aggies are going through their worst period of the season, as they lost each of the last 4, and are hoping to avoid the 5th consecutive defeat for the first time in this campaign. These Mountain West foes have met once this season, and Utah State won that clash 90-87 in overtime on the road. But New Mexico covered a plus 6.5 spread. The Aggies were better in 7 of the previous 10 head-to-head encounters. The Utah State Aggies are 15-13 this season and have lost 4 games in a row. Utah State lost to Boise State by a score of 68-57 in their last game. Utah State allowed Boise State to shoot 52.4% from the field and gave up 19 made free throws in the loss. R.J. Idle Rock led the Aggies with 16 points and 4 rebounds in the game. Utah State is averaging 74.3 points per game and is giving up 68.1 points per game against, while also averaging 35.1 rebounds per game and 17.8 assists per game. Justin Bean is averaging 18 points per game and 9.8 rebounds per game, while Brandon Horvath is averaging 13.4 points per game and 6.6 rebounds per game for the Aggies. Utah State is shooting 47.9% on field goals, 73.9% on free throws, and 34.3% on three-pointers. The New Mexico Lobos are 11-16 this season and have lost 2 games in a row. New Mexico is coming off of a loss against San Jose State by a score of 71-55. New Mexico State allowed the San Jose State Spartans to shoot 52.6% from the field and was -8 in rebounding margin in the game. Jamal Mashburn Jr. led the Lobos with 17 points and 3 rebounds in the loss. New Mexico is averaging 75.4 points per game and is giving up 75.9 points per game against, while also averaging 33.9 rebounds per game and 12.1 assists per game. Jamal Mashburn Jr. is averaging 17.9 points per game and 2.8 rebounds per game, while Yalen House is averaging 17 points per game and 4.6 assists per game for the Lobos. New Mexico is shooting 44.1% on field goals, 74.6% on free throws, and 35.1% on three-pointers. New Mexico is 3-1 against the spread in their last 5 Tuesday games and 8-3 against the spread in their last 11 road games. The under is 4-1 in New Mexico's last 5 games. Utah State is 7-3 against the spread in their last 11 Tuesday games and 0-3 against the spread in their last 4 games. The over is 5-1 in Utah State's last 6 games. The home team is 11-4 against the spread in these 2 teams' last 15 head-to-head meetings. The Aggies are favorites in this one, and rightly so, but 12 points is a massive handicap in college basketball. It is not that the Lobos will be absolutely blown away because they have been decent offensively, scoring in excess of 75 points per game. Of course, they won't come close to that tally against a strong Aggies defense, but even if they can stay competitive, then there is enough offensive depth to prevent a blowout. I'm backing the Lobos not to win but to cover the spread and stay within reach of the Aggies for large periods of this game. Interestingly, the opening game of the series provided exactly 152 points, but that number was much higher thanks to overtime. This time around, though, I don't expect to see a lot of buckets because of the form of each side at the moment. Utah State is more than capable of scoring 75-plus points against New Mexico, which is one of the weakest defenses in the country. However, New Mexico's offense has been struggling of late. The Lobos failed to score more than 68 points in 6 of the previous 8 games. That said, I am not sure if the visitors can contribute enough to take this game to over. The Aggies will determine the pace of play in this one. They are the dominant team. They have the better defense and they will set the pace of possessions. I'm expecting the Aggies to return to a slow, methodical, concerted style of handling offensive possessions. They will keep the points coming and stifle the Lobos. The Aggies have conceded just 68 points per game on average, which will likely improve after this game. So under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.